Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna make Mexican coffee buns. They are so delicious, flavored with coffee and filled with butter. And they're so easy to make. All the ingredients and the measurements will be listed down below the video. And don't forget to follow me on social media. And now, let's start. I have here some warm milk. I'm gonna add to it some sugar, along with some yeast. Then I'm gonna mix them together and set them aside for about 5 minutes until the yeast activates. Now let's move on to the other ingredients. To my stand mixer, I'm gonna add some bread flour, along with some sugar, an egg, some melted butter, some salt, and finally the milk and the yeast mixture after the yeast has activated. I'm gonna add that in. Then I'm gonna turn on the mixer and mix and knead everything together until I have a very smooth and soft dough, just like that, and nothing is sticking to the sides of the bowl. As you see, my dough is slightly sticky and that's how I want it. I'm gonna put it on my surface and just knead it a little bit for a few minutes, maybe 2 to 3 minutes is good. I'm gonna form it into a bowl. Then I'm gonna grab a clean bowl. I'm gonna put some vegetable oil in it. Then place my dough in, making sure that it's oiled from all sides so that it doesn't stick and it doesn't dry out while rising. Now I'm gonna cover it with a cling film. I'm gonna cover it tightly from any air. And then I'm gonna set it in a warm place and let it rise for about 2 hours. So after about 2 hours, you can see that my dough has doubled in volume and it's beautifully risen. I'm gonna dump it on a floured surface. Then I'm gonna start dividing it. First, I'm gonna cut it in half. Then I'm gonna cut each half into 3 equal parts so that I have 6 equal parts. So now all I'm gonna do is to form each part or each piece of dough into a ball, just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just like that. So now the dough balls are ready. I'm gonna move on to the filling, which is the butter. I have here some butter. They are cut into cubes. I cut them and then I returned them to the freezer so that they stay firm. And I took them out just the moment I want to use them. So here I took a ball of dough and I'm just flattening it with my hands. Then I'm gonna take 1 cube of butter. I'm gonna dip it in some sugar. And this step is optional. Then place it in the center of the disc and close it tightly, just like that. And you want to make sure that you pinch it very well so that it closes tightly and the butter doesn't go out when it's melted. So you want to pinch it very well. I'm just rolling it with my hands and here you have it. Here I'm doing another one. I took another ball of dough and I flattened it into a disc. I filled it with a cube of butter. And this time I didn't dip it in sugar, but I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt. And the salt here will give it a very nice taste. So it's either with sugar or salt, or you can put just butter. It will stay delicious, of course. So this step is optional. Of course, as you see, I'm closing it tightly, pinching it very well, and just rolling it with my hands. And here you have it. So my 6 coffee buns, or they're not coffee buns yet, are ready. I'm gonna cover them with some cling film because they need some time to rest again. So after I covered them with some cling film, then I'm gonna cover it with some kitchen towel and let it rise in a warm place for about 50 to 60 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm gonna make the icing. So simply, I'm just gonna put all the ingredients in the same bowl. I have here 1 egg, followed by some icing sugar and some softened butter at room temperature, some flour, and finally some coffee, instant coffee of course. And all I have to do is to mix all these ingredients together until I have a creamy consistency, just like that. So here the mixture is ready. It's creamy, everything is combined, and it's looking very good. Now I grab a Ziploc bag or a piping bag if you have one, and pour that coffee icing or the coffee mixture inside of it. Here I'm using a cup just to help me with that. Just like that. Very simple and easy. And now using my hands, I'm gonna move the batter into one angle or one side of the bag, just like that, so that it's easier for me when I pipe it. So here it's ready. We're gonna set it aside. And now let's move on to the buns. And here they are after about 55 minutes. They have puffed beautifully. I'm gonna cut the tip of my bag just a little bit. And I'm gonna start piping the icing on top of the bun. Do it carefully. And the icing will melt in the oven, so you just want it to be on 1/3 of the bun. And make sure that the lines are close to each other. Otherwise, when the buns are baking, you'll have like holes and spaces on the top. And if you have some leftover icing, just divide them equally. At this point, you want to make sure that your oven is preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 180 Celsius. And you want to bake them for about 15 to 16 minutes until they're brown and have a very nice color. So in the oven they go for about 15 minutes, as I said earlier. And this is how they look like when they are out of the oven. They have developed a very nice color. They have puffed beautifully. They are looking so delicious, and they are delicious too. And the icing on top has become crunchy. So now I'm gonna cut it open to show you what it looks like from the inside. The butter has melted. See this hole inside? This is where the butter was. Of course, now it's melted. The smell is amazing and it's really good. So that was today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed the recipe. I also hope that you give it a try. It's really good. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos. And I will see you soon. Bye!